Hello guys, Champions League is finally back. Today we're going to be predicting the first legs of the quarterfinals. And as always, before we do that, let's just jump in and see how good or bad we did from our previous Champions League predictions. So let's jump into the first one. Barcelona were hosting Benfica. Our tip was Barcelona to win combined with both teams to score with the odds of 2.30. And the actual result was 3-1. So we hit our tip, a high tip. And the following match, Inter were hosting Feyenoord. Our tip was both teams to score, and the actual result was 2-1. So we hit our tip 2.0, and on top of that, we also hit the correct score for that game. And the following match, Liverpool were hosting PSG. I got roasted for no reason for saying PSG are going to win at Anfield, and I was called out for my prediction. I was told that Liverpool are not going to lose at Anfield. It's impossible. The actual result for that game was 0-1 for PSG, and our prediction was correct. PSG to win with the odds of 2.80. We hit that one. I personally love and respect Liverpool so much. I just couldn't see them winning at Anfield this time because considering a lot of aspects going into the match. So yeah, unfortunately it didn't happen. Hopefully the Reds are going to have a better season next year. The following match, Lille were hosting Dortmund. Our tip was over 2.5 goals, meaning 3 or more goals in the game with the odds of 1.85, and the actual result was 1-2. Dortmund won in that match. To my surprise, because I was actually thinking that Lille are gonna win that game and kick Dortmund out. And the following match, Aston Villa were hosting Bruges. Our prediction was Aston Villa to win with the odds of 1.80, and the actual result was 3-0 for Aston Villa. So we hit that prediction as well. And as you can see, we missed the other 3 games. But considering that we're not trying to go for accuracy, because otherwise we would just go with anything with 1.40, 1.50 odds. But the minimum odd that we try to aim is 1.75. And in this case, that's what it was. The lowest one was 1.75. And I think with these high odds, we're doing a pretty good job hitting 2.30, 2.0, 2.80, 1.85, 1.80. So yeah, that was our previous Champions League predictions. We hit majority of our predictions and tips. And now without further ado, let's get to the most interesting part, quarterfinals, first leg. First opening match of the first leg would be Arsenal hosting Real Madrid. Where do we start? Arsenal crushed PSV 9-3 and set the newest records in the Champions League ever, scoring 7 away goals in the knockout stages. In the Premier League, they are doing a decent job despite sitting in the second place. They beat Chelsea 1-0 and Fulham 2-1 in their last outings. The only bad news for them was Gabriel's injury right before their biggest clash in the Champions League against Real Madrid. So Gabriel joined other injured players in the bench and he's out for the rest of the season. From the other side, Real Madrid defeated Atletico Madrid and kicked them out in the penalty shootouts. There was a controversial decision against Atletico Madrid. One of the Atletico players were called out for touching the ball twice. I personally don't believe so. I don't think he touched the ball twice. The direction of the ball didn't change either. It was just a bad decision. I'm not for or against Real Madrid. I just want fair play, be it Real Madrid, Barcelona or Arsenal. I just want the best team to qualify to the next rounds without a referee's intervention and messing up the game. And on top of everything, that aggressive celebration from Rudiger, Mbappe and other players, they weren't banned for the next stages, but just fined 40,000 euros if I'm not wrong. I'm not going to make any additional comments on that. You be the judge on that decision. Real Madrid currently sitting in the second place in La Liga after losing to Valencia at home 1-2, and now Barcelona are leading by 4 points. And also Real Madrid had difficulties to beat Real Sociedad in Copa del Rey semi-finals. The game ended 4-4 draw, but on aggregate, Real Madrid advanced to the final. And now we're going to witness on April 26, I believe, Barcelona actually will be hosting Real Madrid in the Copa del Rey final. Back to this game, Arsenal has so many players injury. It's a tough one to predict, and Real Madrid's defense is really shaky, so anything can happen in this game. But one thing is for sure, we know when it comes to the Champions League, Real Madrid is a different type of beast. The most recent time these two teams faced each other was back in 2022 for that International Championship Cup, which ended 2-2 draw. And the most interesting part is all those 4 goal scorers left the clubs. But in that match, when the game ended 2-2 draw, it went to the penalty shootouts where Real Madrid won 3-2. But if you want to know the last time these two teams faced each other in the Champions League, then we're going to have to go back to 2006, where in the first leg, the Gunners beat Real Madrid at Santiago Bernabeu 1-0. You heard it right. And the only goal scorer was Thierry Henry, of course, who else it could be. And in the second leg, when Real Madrid visited Emirates Stadium, that game ended 0-0 draw, and Arsenal kicked out Real Madrid from the Champions League. And the fun fact is, that year Arsenal made it to the finals where they faced Barcelona and lost that game 2-1. But back to this game, it's a really tough one to predict considering Arsenal injury list and Real Madrid's shaky defense. It can go either way. But my score prediction is 2-1 for Arsenal, and my tip is both teams to score with the odds of 1.95. On to the next one. Bayern Munich will be hosting Inter, second match of Tuesday. Bayern Munich crushed Leverkusen 5-0, 3-0 at home and then 2-0 in an away match. But in their domestic league Bundesliga, the title race is in its peak. Leverkusen are only 7 points away from Bayern Munich, and Vincent's team keep dropping points lately. They lost to a relegation zone team Bochum 3-2, and they drew against Union Berlin 1-1. And they also have to face Borussia Dortmund after this game. And Inter are killing it in Serie A, 4 wins and 1 draw in their last 5, leading the table. And a quick reminder, the last time these two teams faced each other in the Champions League was back in 2022, where in both legs Bayern Munich won with the same scoreline, 2-0. And in their last 10 head-to-head matches between these two teams, Bayern Munich won 6, Inter 3, and 1 draw. Manuel Neuer could be back for this match in time, but it's not confirmed yet. But Alphonso Davies and Upamecano are out due to injuries. And for Inter, Lautaro Martinez and Marcus Thuram should be ready for this match. We already know how solid Inter's defense is, so it's not going to be an easy task for Bayern Munich players to find the back of the net. But I have to remind that Harry Kane is on fire. He scored in his last 4 outings, 2 for England and 2 for Bayern Munich. This is going to be an interesting match to see Bundesliga leaders clash with Serie A leaders. My score prediction for this match is 2-1 for Bayern Munich, and my tip is both teams to score, odds 1.75. On to the next one. Barcelona will be hosting Borussia Dortmund. This is the match I'm looking forward to. This is the game Borussia Dortmund could be exposed. I don't know how they made it this far because they're not having a good season this year. I was even surprised that they beat Lille in France. I was really expecting after Lille drawing in Germany, beating Borussia Dortmund at home. But Dortmund really surprised me with that away win. Barcelona from the other side are killing it. They are leading La Liga with 4-point difference from Real Madrid. They beat Atletico Madrid in the semifinals of the Copa del Rey and they made it to the finals. So we can literally witness 3 El Clasico finals this season. The first one was for Spanish Super Cup where Barcelona crushed Real Madrid 5-2. And the second one is on April 26th for that Copa del Rey final. And the third one, as I'm predicting, or I would say hoping for, would be Champions League final El Clasico. That could potentially break all the records. It would be first time in the history where Barcelona would face Real Madrid in the Champions League finals. That would be a dream come true to watch and witness. Barcelona defeated Benfica 4-1 on aggregate, and they are unbeaten in 22 games with 18 wins and 4 draws. That's some insane statistics. Also seeing Barcelona finding a direct competitor for Lewandowski's position. I'm enjoying watching Sharks game lately, Ferran Torres. He's scoring non-stop, and I feel like he's having a good chemistry with Yamal and Rafinha. They didn't have their best game against Real Betis, where they could extend their difference from Real Madrid by 6 points, but they only drew that game 1-1. But at the end of the day, Real Betis is not a bad team. They put up a good performance. Anthony from Manchester United put up a show. Like, I was really impressed how he was leading that wing. It was super impressive. Barcelona has one mission to do to bring Rafinha's confidence back after talking nonsense against Argentina and losing to the world champions. And he was hoping to score against Atletico Madrid, where Argentina's some key players play, and he couldn't do it either. And we could see in the videos where Hansi Flick approaching him and saying, "It's okay, you'll be fine." He did miss a few good chances against Atletico Madrid, but I think he has to move on from that interview with Romario and just concentrate on the remaining of the season and prove why he is a Ballon d'Or contender. And a quick reminder, these two teams faced each other back in December, where Barcelona visited Germany and won that game 3-2. So my score prediction for this match is 4-1 for Barcelona. And my tip is Barcelona to win, combined with Barcelona to have over 5.5 corners, meaning 6 or more corners from Barcelona, and over 1.5 goals by Barcelona, meaning 2 or more goals by Barcelona. All this combined would be 2.30. Or if you want something better, then Barcelona to score over 2.5 goals, meaning 3 or more goals by Barcelona, combined with over 5.5 corners by Barcelona, odds 3.10. On to the next one. PSG will be hosting Aston Villa. As I mentioned earlier, I got roasted for saying that PSG would beat Liverpool at Anfield, but that's exactly what happened. I wish good luck to Liverpool next season. I know they can do better than that. And I actually wanted Liverpool to advance to the next stages because I really wanted Barcelona-Liverpool or Barcelona-Real Madrid final. But I knew that Luis Enrique is doing a terrific job in Paris, reminding me of that tiki-taka game of Barcelona. And he completed that impossible task beating Liverpool at Anfield, but I'm pretty sure the Reds are gonna come back even stronger next season. Back to this game, Luis Enrique's men are facing another English team, and the most interesting part in that is their coaches. We already know that you cannot play around with Luis Enrique nor with Unai Emery. Both are really experienced and they can come up with good tactics in big games like this. And also don't forget that Unai Emery has already managed PSG back in the days where they faced Luis Enrique's Barcelona and that historical comeback that Blaugrana made. So I don't think we could ever forget that. And them facing each other again in the Champions League is a historical event and I cannot wait for this match. And also quick reminder, Aston Villa beat Club Brugge 6-1 and also got back into the top 5 position in the Premier League, beating Nottingham Forest 2-1 at home. Whereas PSG already celebrated their League 1 championship. Considering that now PSG can chill in League 1, whereas Aston Villa will still try to get in a better position in Premier League, that could somehow affect these outcomes. And also another interesting part is that these two teams never faced each other in the past. And when it comes to individuals, Dembele is killing it in PSG and Marco Asensio is doing a similar job at Aston Villa. We remember him as a former Real Madrid player. He's out on loan actually from PSG and now he's going to be playing against his team. And I think he's going to be super curious to score. And of course, we cannot forget about Marcus Rashford. He's doing a terrific job in Aston Villa as well. Pairing him with Marco Asensio, we can expect some fireworks in this game. And also important to note that Unai Emery's side are on 8 unbeaten run. With all that being said, my score prediction for this match is 3-1 for PSG. And my tip is simple. Both teams to score, odds 1.75. That's all guys, that was our Champions League first leg of the quarterfinals predictions. Always keep an eye in the comment section. Since I'm not doing Europa League videos yet, I may drop those predictions in the comment section. Just like how I did in the comment section of the Premier League video, I dropped Serie A, La Liga, Bundesliga, and League 1 predictions. So leave your comments and predictions in the comment section. Put thumbs up if you liked the video. Also subscribe so you're not going to miss our next releases. And bye for now.